Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another live stream. Today's live stream, we're going to be talking about medicine, medical tourism, talking about Mexico as always. But we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people out there are very interested in, and for many different reasons. And so we're going to be talking about that today. Not just medical tourism. I do know that there's a lot of people out there that are only interested in coming to Mexico or to another, or going to another country just simply to get medical treatment. But we're going to be covering just about everything as it entails to talking about medicine out here in Mexico. Because, you know, for me, I did not come out here for medical tourism, and I suspect a lot of you guys out there do not come out here just for that. But while you're out here, or once you're out here, you quickly realize, oh, wait a minute, I can actually go see a doctor now. I can actually get some good medicine. I can actually take care of my health, and I can go on and on. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me a question, and I'll try to answer it. You know, hopefully there's not too many of you guys bombarding the chat, so that I can read some of the comments today. But anyways, before we get started, I'm gonna wait for everybody to get into their seats, get the notifications, you know, get out here to the live stream. I want to give a shout out to everyone that's already there or here or whatever. So shout out to Elko Gutierrez, shout out to Big Turk, shout out to Anna, Mark, Pirate, Justin, Omar, Raymond, G, and everyone else that's out there watching. Shout out to everyone out there. Let me read some comments and see if maybe we can start off from there, and then we'll go on with the show. All right, so Mark says, I do dental tourism to Merida all the time. Just got back from there at the end of April. Quality dental in Alta Brisa is great. Going back down in October for the last stage of 2 implants. Interesting. Congratulations. Awesome. That's great. Howdy. Omar says, how do you buy a painting from my wife? Well, that's a great question. Well, she has her own website, and basically you can contact her directly through there. So I'm gonna provide that for you, Omar, right there in the chat. So just send her an email. Okay, and she'll be more than happy to reach out to you. She not only sells her paintings that she's already done, she also does commission work and all kinds of other stuff. So please, you know, if you're interested, just reach out to her directly, and she'll be more than happy to help you out with whatever you need. Okay, so shout out to you, Omar. Thank you so much for wanting to consider my wifey. To paint something for you, or you want to buy something from her, or whatever. Anyways, hope you guys are all ready. By the way, I'm a little bit out of it today, only because we finally got some rain, and I had a long morning today, and I've been just kind of running around doing all kinds of things, and so hallelujah, you know, to the rain gods. You know, the rain dances finally paid off. And we've been able to finally get some rain out here, so that's really good. We've been going through a big dry spell recently, and that's been not helping at all. So I'm glad to see that we finally got some rain, and everything's all hunky-dory out there. So shout out to everyone out there in the chat. Now, today's conversation might not be as interesting to some people as others. I know in recent weeks I've been doing a lot of really interesting topics, and I've seen a lot of you guys out there in the chat joining me for the live streams. I've seen a big drop off recently, and I think it's because of there's a huge political climate situation going on in the USA right now. There's a lot of things up in the air right now. I took a poll on the show, I took a poll on the channel asking you guys what you guys are thinking about the new president, or thinking, or what are your thoughts, or what are your concerns moving out here to Mexico. And a lot of you guys have concerns with the new president, the new the new change of of guard, you know, the new woman president, all this other stuff. So I know a lot of you guys out there are still very worried for whatever reason. I don't know why, but you know, I would be more worried about being in the USA at the moment, or in Canada, or wherever you're at, than whatever the hell is going to happen out here. I've talked about it multiple times. I think a lot of people are just always looking for an excuse. And so obviously, you know, now that we have a new president, a woman president, you know, whatever you want to say about her, that's just a perfect excuse for a lot of people to finally say, oh, I don't want to go to Mexico now because it's going to get really dangerous. It's like as if the USA isn't going to get any worse or whatever. So I always find that really funny. So yeah, so today we're going to be talking about medical tourism. I know there's a lot of new viewers out there, a lot of new people out there that don't even know that medical tourism is a thing, don't even know what that is. Some of you guys do know what it is very well. You guys want to hear more about it. A lot of you guys are always asking me about what it's like, you know, for medicine out here. You know, what is it like, you know, to see a doctor? What do you need insurance? You know, how expensive is it? You know, all this stuff. So we're going to be talking about all that in detail. And again, we're going to take advantage of today, the fact that there's not that many people out there in the audience. You guys can go on ahead and ask me questions in the chat, and I'll be sure to see them since, you know, it's not moving so much. So, by the way, a little word of advice. You know, some of you guys do want to ask me something when there's like hundreds of people watching, and it just skips right through. You just leave a super chat, even if it's $1. You know, definitely I'll be able to see it and answer your question. But anyway, shout out to everyone. I see everyone's starting to get into their seats. I think everyone was just expecting me to be a little late, as usual. I wasn't super late, just a couple minutes late. But anyways, we're here, and get used to it. All right, so. Mark Mitchell says, wow, a friend sent me a video of Paseo Montejo the other day, the water. I mean, the thing is, it's like this. You know, let's just talk about the weather for one quick second in Mérida, in this region. It's like, hey, look, when people look at the flooding that's happening in Miami, Florida right now. If you are from Miami, born and raised in Miami, if you are from Mérida, Yucatan, born and raised, the flooding is not a big deal. It's, you know, it happens every year or every other year. But if you've never seen that before, then yeah, it can be very distressing to see all that rain, all that flooding, you know, all that water. And of course, you know, it can be scary for those that are not aware or know what, you know, how it's going to really affect you or your home or whatever it is out here. But the reality is that, look, when you're living in a tropical climate, this is something that happens, okay? Basically, it's months and months and months of just dry heat or just heat, humid heat, whatever, a lot of heat. And then before you know it, it just rains all at once. So that's what's been going on. So how did the rain started coming back? Well, we had a tropical storm and another tropical storm and so on and so forth. And so basically it just rains all at once. So imagine like 15 inches of rain falling in a couple hours. So of course it floods everything, but eventually it just goes into the drainage system and it's cleared up. It just takes a minute. It's just like if you dump a bucket of water in the sink, it's going to make its way down to the bottom. You know, it's going to make its way, you know, the sink is going to be empty at some point. But it's going to take a while because you just emptied a whole bucket of water in there and it just has to make its way down the drain. That's all. It's the same thing. So nothing really to be scared of, all right? Now, some of you guys might understand why I got the Ram truck that I got, which is still in the shop. Don't get me started. You know, by the way, anyone that's interested in buying the truck, let me know. I'm seriously thinking about getting rid of that thing. But yeah, long story short, I love it, and it's great, and it's awesome. And in weather like this, I'm reminded exactly why I got that truck, because as people are getting stuck in the water or not able to travel through certain streets or areas, I got no problem with my truck. So, but anyways, so let's just get right into it, okay? Let's talk about the medical tourism out here in Mexico. Since there's a lot of people out there that are extremely interested in the tourism aspect, the medical tourism aspect of coming out here to Mexico. Hold on, let's because the thing is, it's like, I mean, look, this is what it normally looks like out here in many regions of Mexico, especially on the coast, on the beach. So think about it. You know, you're in the USA right now. Most people that come out here for medical tourism are Americans, because they don't have affordable health care, or they don't have access to real health care. So the reality is that, though, some of you guys, I forgot who, someone in the chat just told me. Oh, Mark. Mark just said a little earlier that he comes out here to Merida to get dental work. And so why would you travel all the way to another, part of the world, to another country, to get dental work, or to just get any kind of basic work done on yourself, any kind of basic medical treatment? And the reality is that, again, Mark, for example, I don't know how much it cost you, to get that same work done in the USA, but I am 100% sure that when they told you how much it was going to cost you to get that work done in the USA, you quickly did the math and you said, "Oh, wait a minute, I can go to Mexico, get it done there, and also take a vacation and still have money left over." And so that's what a lot of people end up doing. A lot of people end up coming to places like Mexico or other countries in Latin America to go get work done, whether it's dental work or plastic surgery or experimental procedures. So a lot of people end up going to places like Tijuana or other areas on the border, on the U.S.-Mexico border, and they just cross into Mexico so that they can get certain treatments done, like stem cells or other quote unquote experimental treatments, which are pretty basic and pretty common in a lot of the world these days. And so a lot of people just end up coming to or crossing into Mexico so they can get that work done and cross back into the USA. So for example, if let's say you're living in Texas or California, for a lot of you guys it's even easier. All you got to do is just take a day trip, or just cross into Mexico, go see your doctor, go get your procedure done, go do whatever it is you got to do, and then just go back home. And you got nothing to worry about, because you pay it all out of pocket. Some people, depending on who you are and how much you need to go to the doctor, you'll get insurance. But for the most part, everybody pays out of pocket. I mean, I know people out here that are in their 80s and they pay everything out of pocket. They don't have insurance. They don't have Medicare, Medicaid. They don't care. They don't need to have any of that stuff. They're able to get by just fine paying out of pocket, because that's how affordable medicine is out here. And for a lot of people, they just need to see a doctor. That's it. They don't need to, go see all these specialists and get all kinds of experimental treatments or anything like that. A lot of people just need to, get a cleaning when it comes to going to the dentist. Or a lot of people just need, a prescription, for new glasses. And they just need a pair of glasses that is affordable. Some people, again, just need, XYZ medicine for their tummy. I don't know, what I mean? Like, whatever. But the point is that in the USA, it's very, very, very difficult to not only see a doctor, but to afford a doctor. And then just keep up with the follow-up. And then a lot of times when you go to a doctor in the USA, they're trying to get you to get an operation, or they're trying to get you to take all these medicines. They're trying to do everything humanly possible to treat you, but not to cure you. And in Mexico, well, they're just trying to cure you. That's what they're there for. So they first and foremost, that's what they're trying to do. You come in there to get some dental work done, and they'll make sure to do it. You're going in there to get some cancer treatment done. No, they'll make sure to give you the treatment and try to save your life, as opposed to just continue making sure that you're always coming back for more, like in the USA, where it's just a business. So in the USA, they're not interested in curing you. They're interested in making sure that you keep coming back for more treatment, more medicine, more follow-ups, more checkups, more whatever. It's just constantly just keeping you in the system. So that's why a lot of people eventually lose faith in the medical industry, and they just say, you know what, all I need is to get a tooth pulled out. You know what, all I need are some new glasses or some LASIK operation. All I really need is some orthopedic shoes. The reality is that all I really need is just to, have my knee checked out, perhaps get some glucosamine or whatever it is. And so you can just go to Mexico, okay, and get that treatment done and get whatever it is you need done, and and they're going to try their very, very, very best, to make sure that you're coming out of there a-okay. Okay, so it's very different. You know what I mean? Like I've known people, throughout the years that have come to Mexico or other Latin American countries for medical tourism. Again, they'll come out to, again, Mexico or another Latin American country to get like some plastic surgery. That's like a big thing. They'll go get some plastic surgery, and at the same time, they'll spend, a few weeks in recovery while on vacation on the beach. So again, imagine that, you want to get a facelift. You can come to, one of these Latin American countries and basically, get that facelift. And while you're recovering, that's your background. What you're seeing on screen right there, that beautiful beach, that's probably where you're going to be recovering. You're going to be recovering under a palm tree, drinking your margarita, with the nurses, basically making sure that you're okay, and all this other stuff. And so, for a lot of people, well, of course, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you, come to another country and get it done? And especially these days where, well, modern medicine is everywhere, so it's very easily accessible and affordable for many people. So a lot of people, like Mark was saying, when he went to the doctor, when he went to the dentist out here, I'm sure that dentist is just as, clean and capable and orderly as the same dentist that he has in the USA, if not probably better. So it's like, well, why wouldn't I come to Mexico? They got better equipment, better doctors, better treatment, better everything. So, yeah. Let me see. Let me read some comments here. Chris says, took 3 months to get a primary care doctor, and I don't even see a doc when I go, a nurse practitioner. In Mexico, doctors see me, and the prescription drugs that you got to take, it costs less than the co-payment. Yeah, exactly. So I've said it multiple times. Might as well bring them out since this is what we're talking about. But this is the famous Dr. Simi. Okay. Dr. Simi. Let me see if I can get Dr. Simi on the screen here so you guys can see. So you guys can see exactly what we're talking about here. Okay, so that is Farmacia Similares, all right? And they're all over Mexico. They have not just this pharmacy, but they have other pharmacies, okay, out here in Mexico. I guess all of you guys are trying to reach the website since, it's, there we go. Okay, finally. All right. All right, so, hold on, where's you can even send Dr. Simi a WhatsApp if you want.
Bruh.
Okay. But long story short, this is one of many pharmacies out here, okay? In the USA, you probably just have a few. I think Walgreens, CVS, and that's it, right? Rite Aid. In Mexico, you got Farmacia Similares, you got XYZ or Ziza or whatever it's called. You got Farmacia del Ahorro, you got Farmacia Guadalajara, there's like a gazillion of them. Plus all these other smaller pharmacies all over the place. But many pharmacies, Farmacia Similares is the most famous of them, but they offer doctors that you can go see. See right here, it says it right here. So look, you can get medical analysis. So if you need to get blood work, if you want to make sure that if you want to take yourself one of those sexually transmitted diseases test, to make sure you ain't got syphilis in the brain or whatever it's called. But anyways, they offer everything. Okay, some of these, look, again, as you see up there, they're open 24 hours, 7 days a week, okay? But anyways, they offer regular medical consults. So how it works is that you go to the pharmacy, okay, that has the doctor, because not all of them do, most of them do. But anyways, you go there, and then they basically they got the pharmacy section on one side, and then they got the doctor's offices on the other side. And you just basically sit in the waiting room and wait for one of the doctor's offices to open up, because that means that, they're open for business, all right? And then that's it. Once they have a door open, you just go in there, kind of knock it like, hola, how's it going? And then they'll be like, hey, how can I help you? You sit down, and that's it. You're seeing a doctor. And they will charge you like 60 pesos, okay, which is like $3 or $4 or whatever it is, depending on the exchange rate, all right? But yeah, that's it. And so you can see a doctor, and it's a really, really capable doctor. If for whatever reason that doctor cannot treat you correctly, because, like, for example, let's say that you have something very advanced, like something very difficult to treat, at a regular just medical clinic, then they'll advise you, okay, hey, look, you need to go see a dermatologist. Hey, look, you probably got to go see a gastroenterologist. Hey, look, you probably got to go check that out with a proctologist or whatever, or a gynecologist or whatever, all right? They're going to let you know right then and there. And at the same time, let's just say that you have, something minor. Let's say that you messed up your finger. You just, or you got a little sick. Let's say that you got like some not bronchitis, but I don't know, whatever. It's just something like a minor cold. You'll go there. They'll treat you. They'll check you out to make sure that it's just a cold or a flu, or if it's something elevated. Let's say you got pneumonia, bronchitis, then they'll treat it accordingly, and they'll give you the appropriate medication if you need any medication at all. Sometimes they'll tell you, look, just go home, drink some tea, drink some vitamin C, some zinc, some whatever. Or they might say, hey, look, you got to take these antibiotics, or look, you got to take this, put this cream on your whatever. That's it. And then you go, like I said, they'll give you the diagnostic. And then once they give you a diagnostic, you basically go to their pharmacy. Now, their pharmacy is the most inexpensive, okay? The cheapest, okay? They're the cheapest medicines out there. They're not the best, but they're the cheapest. Because what Farmacias Similares does, what Dr. Simi really does, is that they're a doctor for the lower income level people out there. So there's a lot of poor Mexicans out there that cannot afford anything, basically, all right? It's expensive even to go to see Dr. Simi. So they make it as affordable as possible so that everybody has access to the doctor. So like I said, even the poorest of poor Mexicans can go see Dr. Simi, and they can go and probably afford the medicine. They have multiple options, okay? As they do in the USA. They got the generic, non-generic, or whatever. And that's it. And then, there's other pharmacies that do similar things, but they vary in price, but they're around the $3 to $5 range to see a doctor. And then, some pharmacy. So remember, you might go to Dr. Simi to go get XYZ medicine, and they don't have it. So then you got to go to another pharmacy where they might have it, and so on and so forth. One thing I've realized is that the doctors are extremely affordable, but sometimes the medicine can get a little expensive. But again, when you compare it to the USA, it's still very, very, very cheap. Very cheap. So, or very affordable. All right. So out here, even if you just need to, just get regular, just need to go see a doctor to get some normal checkup or normal treatment, you can. And by the way, so Dr. Simi would be like the most affordable option. But most people out there, you got your own doctor. So me and Christian, we only go to Dr. Simi if it's something dumb, like something like really minor. So for example, let's say that, Christian comes down with the cold and she's feeling really under the weather for a few days. All right, we'll go to Dr. Simi. Let's say, I hit my toe, with the doorway and it hurts. All right, I might go to Dr. Simi so he can check it out, make sure it's not broken, and then maybe give me some minor, very, very minor painkiller for it, like Tylenol or whatever. I don't know. But it's just things like that. So that's what's really great, is the fact that most people, almost all people, have access to really, really, really affordable healthcare. And look, a lot of people out there, you might not need any kind of like procedure. Let's say that you're in the USA and you don't need, any kind of, dental procedure or knee operation. You don't need anything like that. All you need is to just go see a doctor, get a physical, get a checkup, get some blood work done and all that stuff. And you can come to, again, you can come on vacation to Mexico, go see Dr. Simi, which I've had friends do all the time. They'll come out here on vacation and, day 1 or 2, we're going to go to the doctor, get some blood work done, go see a doctor, go get a checkup, go get, an extensive checkup and get, all the test done, get an EKG, get a sexually transmitted disease test, go run on the treadmill, go do all these tests. And before you leave back home to the USA, you not only are you going to get the results, but you're going to have the doctor read you the results and talk to you about the results. Meaning, hey, your cholesterol's a little high, or hey, you could be pre-diabetic. Stop eating so many Twinkies, or hey, you got a clean bill of health, or hey, your thyroid, or hey, you're this, or hey, you're whatever. And so a lot of people, they have access to the treatment. So you can go to the doctor and for a few thousand pesos, so like around 100, 150 bucks, you get all the tests done, everything done, okay? And again, it varies, what kind of test you need, what kind of test you want, what you're looking for, whatever. So obviously the prices vary on the testing more than anything else. But at the end of the day, it's very easily accessible to the average person. But like I was saying, even if you don't want to go to Dr. Simi, let's say that you want a family doctor, or you want to have a general doctor that you can consult with, on a regular basis. Well, again, the prices on that vary. So like I said, Dr. Simi is going to be like 60 pesos, give or take, to go see him. But if you want to go see a regular doctor, it could be anywhere from like 300 to 400, 500 pesos. So that's anywhere from like $15 to $30, again, depending on the exchange rate and a few other things. But you can go see a regular doctor in their office for like around that price. And some specialist, again, let's say you need to go see a gynecologist, or you need to go see an orthopedic doctor or surgeon or whatever. Again, it's going to vary. It could be anywhere from $15 to $30, or double that. It could be $30 to $60, okay? Again, if you go into like the super duper nice fancy hospital with, like all the MRI machines and all the treatments and all of this, and okay, nicer than the hospital you have in your own town or city where you're living in, that's going to probably cost you, $30 to $60 to go see them. Which again, for many people in the USA, that's the copay. That's just the copay to go see, whatever doctor, what is it that works out of his van, right by the river or whatever. Anyway, so that's the reality of it. The thing is that like out here, even to get the best treatment, it's still very affordable. And a lot of times, if you practice preventative medicine, you're able to avoid, a lot of the complications that will come by not getting any treatment, or not getting anyone to even look at your whatever thing that's bothering you. Because in the USA, for a lot of us, unfortunately, we just have to let things build and build and build, because we cannot afford to go see a doctor. We have a little pain, we can't go see a doctor. Out here, I get like a little pain that's been lasting me 2 or 3 days too long. I'll go see a doctor just to make sure that it's just, hey, you just got to massage a little bit. Or it'd be like, hey, no, man, you got like something serious out here. Maybe you should go see XYZ doctor, or go get XYZ treatment. So that's the thing. It's like, because you have access to medicine or to healthcare out here, well, things don't really balloon or blow up into something else that, again, out here you can prevent it. You can definitely go check out whatever it is that's wrong with you, and there's no excuse to not to go see a doctor out here. So, like I said, all doctors are affordable out here. Most medicine is affordable out here. Medical tests are affordable out here. Whether you need to get an MRI or X-rays or an EKG or whatever it is you got to do. You know what I mean? A colonoscopy. I've had to do colonoscopies out here, and they're extremely affordable. You know, they're in the hundreds of dollars to get a colonoscopy in a really nice place. All right, so yeah, and the reason I have issues down there, you know, with that, is because in the USA, I was always so stressed out all the time that I developed ulcers and I developed all these problems that eventually they were able to get fixed and rectified by me just leaving that environment and moving to Mexico. And since I've been living in Mexico, well, out here, you know, a lot of that has just gone away on its own, just simply because I'm not stressed out all the time, constantly over everything. And on top of that, my diet is a lot better. So that's another thing too. If you're living out here, if you're out here, you know, for the most part, you're going to be also living healthier. You're going to be walking more. You're going to be eating healthier. You're going to have access to doctors. You're going to have access to medicine. There's just so many things. A lot of times I'll get, you know, messages from you guys, or I'm doing a one-on-one consultation with some of you guys out there. And, you know, some of the things that you guys ask me are, hey, man, I got a list of medicines that I have to take. Am I going to be able to get these out here? Because, you know, am I going to be able to get these medicines in Mexico? Because, you know, the prescription and the this and the that, whatever. And a lot of times, you know, they'll just, you know, they'll send me the medicines, you know, or they'll, you know, they'll send me the medicines. Sorry, brain fart. Anyways, they'll send me the medicines, and I'll just, you know, type them in here, all the way at the top, you know, blah, 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 you know, whatever. And then I'll do a search, and it'll come out. Okay, that's not, anyways, but you know what I mean. Let me see. Okay, so you see, and I'll even put, like, say, Tylenol, and I'll get the name of the actual medicine out here, because they don't have, I mean, I don't know if they have Tylenol, but they have, you know, what Tylenol's made out of, which is paracetamol. All right. So long story short, yeah, you know what I mean? People just, you know, they don't know how easily accessible a lot of these things are. Meaning that in the USA, they restrict a lot of medications as well. You know what I mean? You're going to have all these prescriptions, you know, for even the simplest thing, you know, even some allergy medicine or whatever it is. While here, it's not like that at all. You know what I mean? You can go to the freaking pharmacy and buy, you know, whatever it is you need, you know, some Claritin, you know, or some, some Viagra or whatever it is you need, you can just go and buy it without a prescription. Like, why do you need a prescription for Viagra? What do you need a prescription for, you know, like I said, some Claritin or some whatever allergy medicine or whatever bull crap, you know, kind of medicine. So that's another thing too, is the fact that a lot of people just, you know, they also have access to that. And if you do need a prescription, you know, again, you can just go see the doctor that is in Dr. Simi, you know, the medical professionals they have there, and they'll let you know. You know what I mean? Like, or they'll write the prescription for you on what you need. Now, listen, don't be coming out here. I know a lot of people already do this, you know. So I know you guys are already thinking about this. Like, you're coming to Mexico, and you're going to go see one of these doctors, and then you're going to tell them, oh, I got some pain. Give me some Oxycontin. And they're going to, no, the doctor's going to be like, no, what the hell's wrong with you, you freaking drug addict gringo? Get out of my office. So don't be coming out here, you know, going to one of these doctors and then asking for hard drugs, because they're going to tell you to F off, all right? They're going to like, no, get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to give you any of that shit. So just keep that in mind, all right? So don't be getting any ideas out there, because I know some of you guys do. But yeah, look, someone says in the comment section that Viagra sucks. Yeah, again, you know, Viagra, Cialis, whatever you want to take, all right, whatever. You know, they got it all right? It's up to you what you want and what you need. And that's it. But that's what I'm trying to get at. You know what I mean? It's not. It's a lot easier to have. It's a lot more accessible. Okay, getting access to the healthcare system out here is a lot easier than it is in other places. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I went off on a rant there, and I forgot to say thank you very much to Henry for the $2 super chat. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Let me read a few comments here. Anna says, Henry says, is obtaining medical... Okay, sorry. Henry asks, is obtaining Mexican medical insurance worth it, or is it better to pay out of pocket? The reality is that for most people, it's better to pay out of pocket. If you need to see the doctor every week, or a couple times a month, or again, you have a medical condition where you have to be in and out of the doctors all the time, then yeah, probably it's a good idea to get medical insurance. If you are only getting medical insurance in case something happens, I would strongly suggest you look into life insurance, because you can actually get life insurance in Mexico, and that life insurance will cover you with whatever emergency, whether it's a medical emergency or whether it's another kind of emergency that might arise. All right. By the way, shout out to the little AI algorithm there. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, all that stuff. Look at that. I got the fireworks, got it all. But long story short, it's on a case-by-case basis, but I know plenty of people out there that, again, don't have insurance, and I know plenty of people that do have insurance, and it's worthless, basically. And some people that love their Mexican insurance. But for the most part, you really don't need insurance, medical insurance out here in Mexico. All right. Anna says that she is meeting with an orthopedic surgeon in Cancun for $40. And the appointment lasted 1 hour. Gave a prescription and injection and worked. And worked for the treatment. So yeah, that's another thing too. When you see a doctor out here in Mexico, okay, so when you see a doctor in the USA, they're just treating you like a number. So basically, it's like you got to wait for the doctor. You finally show up to the doctor, and when you're seeing the doctor's only going to see you for like 10, 15 minutes. They don't even want to hear what you have to say. They're just going to give you whatever prescription they want to give you, or whatever treatment they already decided that they were going to give you, based on what they read on your chart or whatever bull crap like that. Hold on 1 second. Give me uno segundo, por favor. We're back. Sorry about that. There, I had to blow my nose for a second. I know a lot of you guys want to see that. But anyways, a doctor here is going to see you, for the appropriate amount of time that you need to be seen. Sometimes you go to the doctor and it's only going to be a few minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. But sometimes you go to the doctor and it's it's going to be over an hour or an hour. It doesn't matter. Everyone is different, and depending on your situation will depend on how long they got to see you. But they treat you, they don't treat you like a number here. They treat you like a human. And so let's say, look, when I went to the orthopedic doctors, to check my knees out, each appointment took a long time, because they were checking all these things. They were telling me to move my knees this way. They were poking and prodding. All right, walk this way, walk that way. Take your shoes off, put your shoes on. Let me measure this. Let me do this. Let me do that. And then they will come up with their diagnosis on whatever the situation. And again, not just my knees, but so many other things. If you go whatever doctor. Like I said, I've been to multiple doctors here because I've been able to afford doctors out here, and I've seen, how they treat me, and it gives me a lot of confidence in going to see a doctor here, because they actually care, and they're actually doctors, and they actually do their job, and they're not just drug dealers or drug peddlers, like they are in the USA. So it's a big difference out here. Yeah. LeBron, is that LeBron? I don't know. LeBron says that you're using Monero for weight loss here in the States because it's used for diabetes. There's a shortage. Is it available in Mexico? Probably. Here, let's just type it in here and we'll see if it is. Okay, so no, they do not have. There's no. Okay, they don't have that medicine here. Okay, And by the way, they're not going to have all the medicines out here. They're not going to have Ozempic. They're not going to have, I know people that actually need like Oxycontin, for pain, for whatever. Because, again, not drug addicts, just people that really need it for, they just had a surgery or whatever. And they have been disappointed with the fact that they don't have that here. And so they've had to settle for a weaker medicine or narcotic for that. So there's going to be medicines that are just not going to be able to find out here. So just understand that. But if you need, look, during like the whole COVID situation, and a lot of people were looking for a lot of medicines to treat that, they were all readily available. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that because you already know how the algorithms and the censorship and all that shit works, and what people think about that subject one way or the other. But all I'm saying is that out here there was no shortage of horse dewormer or whatever it is that you fucking needed. All right, so all right, you know how much horse dewormer I took. Anyways, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's no shortage of any real medicine out here. There's no shortage of anything that you really need, to treat XYZ and survive. Okay, so that's a great and wonderful thing. Experimental stuff, probably not. Pray Travel Eat says, I missed the medical system in Merida. We moved back to the U.S. 2 months ago, and it's been horrible here. Sorry to hear that. I hope you get to, come back soon. Chris says, yes, it's about $3 to see a doctor in Mexico. And you actually get to see a doctor. That's another thing, too. A lot of times, when you go to Dr. Simi, that's another great thing, too. Is like a lot of times, look, the doctors that work at Dr. Simi, a lot of times they're going to be younger doctors that are just starting out their careers, and they still, probably either paying their school, or they're probably still too green, or they're too inexperienced, or too whatever, or just too early on in their career to afford to have their own doctor's office. Okay. So they'll work, for a place like Dr. Simi. But the great and wonderful thing is that a lot of these doctors, well, they just came out of medical school. So they're fresh, and they know a lot of very, very, very useful information. Now, for me personally, I prefer the older doctors, especially for certain things. But when you're just, looking for, just a simple doctor, to get some simple treatment on some simple problem, it's good to have like a younger doctor that is, very, very willing and able and happy to, be practicing medicine to begin with. And, you can just tell in their demeanor, how happy they are, to be doing this and stuff like that. But yeah, long story short though, you know what I mean? Like, the typical doctor in Mexico is actually taught by Cuban doctors or Cuban, professors and stuff like that, because Mexico and Cuba have a huge kind of like trading situation, or kind of like a huge partnership when it comes to that. So Mexico provides a lot of humanitarian help to Cuba. And in return, the only thing that Mexico wants from Cuba is that they have some of the best doctors in the world. So they're like, all right, we just want your doctors to help our doctors be the best doctors they can be. And so, you know what I mean? That's another reason why some of them doctors in Mexico are amazing, is because, for a while now, that's where they've been getting their education, from a lot of these other doctors, that, they're real doctors, they're not, they're not doctors that have been captured by the pharmaceutical industry. It's just not a thing. Of course they exist, you're always going to find that everywhere, but very rarely do you really find it outside of the USA. In the USA, they've all been captured, okay, by big pharma. Not so much outside of the USA. So that's just the way it is. So shout out to everyone out there. So hold on, let me play a little music while I look at some of the chat. Trying to read some comments here. Oh, okay. Brofessor says. Okay, we got Brofessor there saying for men, they got, yeah. So they got things like, you know, readily available if you need them. You know, hair transplants. If you need steroids. Again, you know, steroids also get a bad rap. You know what steroids really are is just to help you recover. You know, if you have like a really bad allergic reaction, they give you steroids and stuff like that. Okay, so, but yeah, those things are legal here. Many things are legal here. They got TRT clinics. They have stem cell research clinics. You know, so I don't know if that's what TRT is, but yeah. If you need stem cell treatment, they have it here. If you need certain surgeries that are just not available in the USA, they have them here. They have all kinds of things, you know, which are basically already common practice in a lot of the world. But yeah, they have all kinds of treatments out here, you know. So they even have holistic doctors. Okay, so here, let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, real quick. Holistic, and maybe I'm using that word wrong, but you know, old school doctors, you know, that basically, you know, you see the doctor and then they'll give you a prescription, and then you use that prescription at the pharmacy where they're just gonna get like a bunch of herbs, okay, and a bunch of not just herbs, but what's the word I'm looking for here? Natural medicine. That's what I mean. Natural medicine, and then they get that natural medicine, and they'll make, you know, they'll fill your prescription, and it's natural medicine. It's not, you know, whatchamacallit, the. Hold on, because I'm trying to find someone here. Where, there it is. Okay. Okay. So this is a pharmacy that's in El Centro here in Merida. And they have many of these all over the place. But yeah, so like you see, you go here. See, homeopathic pharmacy, Hernandez, okay, since 1919. And this is a place where you go, you see a doctor, and do they have other... I'm trying to see if we can find some pictures of the inside. But anyways, but yeah, like I said, oh, here's another one. There's another one. You know, they're all over the place, okay? Okay, I guess that's the doctor there. There you go, that's what I was trying to look for. So you see, like, it's just a bunch of, you know, herbs and tonics and just natural stuff. You know, just natural medicine. And you can, you know, you can readily find that here, okay? I'm guessing that's made from bee pollen or something. I don't know. Okay? So. And they're all over the place, okay? It's not just here, but they're all over the place, okay? All over Mexico. But yeah, you can also get your homeopathic medicine if that's what you want. I've gone to the homeopathic doctor, you know, multiple times for certain things that I just know. You know, the best treatment is to get something natural. Maybe all I need is some oregano oil and some zinc, you know, ointment, you know, and you know, some maca, you know, root in root form, okay, you know, and whatever, you know what I mean. So like, or some ashwagandha or whatever it's called, you know. And I'm telling you. You can find just about anything you need out here. And you have access to like all the doctors, you know, like I said, if you want to go to, you know, 100, you know, you want to go to a doctor that's 100% captured by the pharmaceutical companies, you want to go big pharma all the way, you can go to the big pharma doctors. If you want to go down the homeopathic route, okay, which is all just herbs and oils and this and that, you can go down that route. If you want to get a mix, you can do that. So look, for example, I've talked about it before in previous videos talking about this. But in my case, I had issues I'm gonna just play this in the background. But anyways, in the past, I've had issues, with my knees. Okay, and a lot of times when I would go to doctors, I tried to go to the best doctors because I could afford it, even though I'm broke. Again, remember, guys, I make $1,000 to $1,500 a month. Okay, and I can still afford to go see the best doctor, if I have to. But anyways. I realized, as I was going to all these amazing doctors, that a lot of them were, big pharma guys, not all of them, but a lot of them were saying, you might need some knee surgery, you might need to be taking these medicines, anyways. And long story short, I was not satisfied with any of those solutions. So eventually a friend of mine recommended me a doctor that she was very happy with, that helped her with like some surgery on her wrist, some orthopedic doctor, some older guy, yada yada yada. I went to go see this doctor and I told him straight up, hey, look, I got knee problems, this is my history, I used to be a chef, I used to be a whatever. I don't want an operation, and I don't want to take any medicine, pharmaceutical medicine. I don't want to. I want a natural solution to my knees. Is there a natural solution or not? I need your help. And so, long story short, he gave me the 1 hour, checkup, check my knees, walk, do this, and after everything, he goes, okay. From what I can see, by the way, this was an athletic orthopedic surgeon, doctor guy, okay? So he's already, dealt with athletes and people like me. So anyways, he basically said to me, all right, your knees are jacked up. Both your knees are messed up from so many years of working, what you do. And there's no real solution. Even if we do surgery on you, you're never going to be right. Your knees are jacked up and you just got to figure out how to move on, live with that problem going forward. So the best thing you can do is get some physical therapy and then take some of this natural glucosamine, okay, in order to help, rebuild some of the, the natural cushion that's between your knees. And you should be fine. So that's what I did. I started taking glucosamine and I started doing some physical therapy. And long story short, I don't complain about my knees anymore. Sure, I still got some problems. Sure, I still got to, keep up with them, but it's I was able to find my solution. I had to go see multiple doctors, but I was finally able to get the solution that I wanted, and that worked for me. And I did not have to get surgery, or I did not have to do something I did not want to do. All right, and I'm fine. And again, it's not just that, but so many other things. So yeah, long story short, out here you have so many more options that you're just not gonna have in the USA these days, or you just don't have access to, unfortunately, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, all right. Let me read some more comments. I'm just reading some comments. Let me see if there's any comments. Yes, exactly. In Mexico, we have a real healthcare system, Pamela. In the USA, it's just a bunch of drug dealers. See, Phil says, I see pluses and minuses in both countries. My cancer screenings are free in the USA, and I get a lot of dental in Mexico because I like the dentists, they're better. So the thing is, it's like, Phil, treatment for you might be free. But like, let's say me, I'm 42 years old, and again, knock on wood, God forbid I get cancer or I get some really horrible whatever. Nothing is free. I gotta go pay for it. Now, I might go to the doctor and I might not be able to afford it, so they'll just bill me and keep sending me bills, and eventually I'll be $1 million in debt. All right? But in Mexico, that doesn't exist. In Mexico, it's pay as you go. If you cannot afford a treatment, then you just don't get the treatment. That's why, someone was saying in the chat, someone said how the only thing expensive in Mexico is if you go to the emergency room. Look, I went to the emergency room. I had to get once, many years ago here in Mexico, I had to go get stitches because I cut myself here. All right, because I was breaking through. Anyways, it's a whole story. I got locked out of my house. I had to break into my own house, and I cut myself like an idiot. And I had to go to the emergency room. And emergency room visit, stitches, medicine, doctor checkup, all of that cost me around $60. Okay. So in the USA, you can go to the emergency room, and it's going to cost you $0. But if you get an accident like that, you're probably going to be waiting in that waiting room, God knows how long, before they actually see you. Where in Mexico, I actually got to call the doctor beforehand, call the emergency room, let them know what happened, and if I needed to come in, and they said, yeah, you got to come in, otherwise we're not going to be able to sew you back up. So I had to walk all the way to the hospital, and they were waiting for me, and that's it. You know what I mean? So, there's a lot of, pluses and negatives. Christian broke her foot a few years ago, and we had to pay everything out of pocket. We didn't have insurance or anything like that. And, it was expensive, but still relatively inexpensive, just a few $1,000s, not, hundreds or tens of thousands of dollars, just to get that fixed. But the thing is, it's nothing is free. So, if it's free, that means that someone's paying for it, okay? Whether you're paying for it retroactively or someone else is paying for it, okay? And in the case of the USA, there's a reason why there's a lot of free things, is because, the rest of the world is the one that has to pay for it. That's not what this episode's about. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but there's a reason why the USA has a debt-based system, and they can just charge everything, and all of you guys out there can accrue infinite amount of debt, go into bankruptcy, they clear it all up, and then you get to accrue more debt again. You cannot do that in any other country. Okay? So, there's a reason for all that. But long story short, in the USA, it's not, only certain people out there, can actually, go see a doctor for free. And again, it's not for free. You paid for it or will pay for it at some point. All right. So just don't forget that, Phil. Okay. Either you have medical insurance that you're paying for, and that's allowing you, all right, to go see the doctor, or you got Medicare, Medicaid that you already paid into, or whatever. Okay. But there's nothing free. All right. So. But the one thing is that in the USA, they will do that. In the USA, no matter what the situation is, the doctor will see you in the emergency room, and they'll just bill you later. They'll just bill you and bill you and bill you. And a lot of times that debt doesn't get paid off. All right. So, but that's not how it works in Mexico. In Mexico, there's no such debt-based system. So if you don't have the money and you don't have insurance, well, you're out of luck. You're shit out of luck. It's as simple as that. So that's another thing too. So Dr. AJ says many medications are for lifetime. Example, autoimmune conditions, lupus, whatever. So look, that's another thing too that I've noticed about living in Mexico, which I thought was very unique and odd. So in the USA, just about everyone in the USA has some sort of is the music still playing? No, it didn't. Okay. No, it's probably early. Anyways, in the USA, almost everyone has allergies, peanut allergy to the air, they got all these autoimmune system situations. There's a lot of people that are very, 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 very sick. There's tons of people that are very sick, and everyone is allergic to something. When you move out of the USA and you go to another country like Mexico, you quickly realize it's wait a minute, how come nobody here has peanut allergies? How come nobody here has whatever allergies? Everyone's freaking allergic to something in the USA. Or, lactose intolerant or autoimmune disease or whatever it is. So when out here in Mexico, I've noticed that there are less sick people. In the USA, almost everybody is sick with something. So that's another like kind of situation now here that I noticed. Now, again, it's not to say that there are not people here that have cancer and that don't have lupus and don't have, they're not allergic to things. Of course there are, but it's very, very, very minimal compared to the USA, where basically everybody has something. And out here, it's not like that at all. So that's also, there's also a very unique and interesting thing about life out here. Chris says, thanks for doing the show. So many more affordable medical options in Mexico, including natural medicine. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, so in the USA, I personally was never able to see a doctor. I think in my whole lifetime, so I moved out here 6 years ago. I'm 42, so I guess I moved out here at 36, okay? But basically, for 26 years, give or take, I was not able to afford or go see a doctor, okay? Or I probably saw a doctor a handful of times, all right? Like 10 times, tops, all right? In 20 plus years, all right? And here in Mexico, I get to see a doctor anytime I want. In fact, let's say that I'm so sick, okay? So sick that I cannot leave the house. Okay, or whatever it is, I have a certain emergency or a certain situation where I cannot leave the house. I can get doctors to make house calls, okay, out here in Mexico, and they're only charging me a few extra bucks. Okay, a doctor can do a house call here for $30. Okay, a really good doctor. So that's another thing too about living out here in Mexico, is that there's doctors that do house calls. In fact, I've never taken Gizmo to the vet. Okay, our vet for Gizmo, okay, he always comes to the house. Same for Lambo. Yeah, I love getting those shots in the ass, bro. Why would I even ask this guy anything? But anyways, long story short, whenever we need a veterinarian, which is an animal doctor, for those of you guys that don't know, whenever I need an animal doctor, they always come to the house. It's such a pain in the ass to transport Gizmo or a horse. You know what I mean? So I just have them come over here and give them whatever they need. So, yeah, you can take mushrooms out here. They have now. I don't know how the legality of the mushrooms works out here, but I do know that you can get mushrooms even delivered to your door. There are companies out there that sell mushroom candies and chocolates and all this other stuff. It's a different it's a different kind of situation when it comes with that out here. What is it, like a different legality when it comes to that, and a different cultural cultural definition of psychedelics out here. So out here in Mexico, they don't look at psychedelics like they do in the USA. Out here, they know that a lot of people know, all right? They know that it's medicine, just like other things. So they've used it for medicine, and you can readily find them through many avenues out there. So, let me see some more comments here. Did I go over how to get dental care? Listen, if you need dental care, it's really not that difficult. All you got to do is just make an appointment with a dentist and go get your dental care. That's it. And that's with any doctor, no matter what doctor, for whatever thing you need. Okay? If you need to go see a dermatologist right now, just go see the dermatologist. I mean, you can go to their office and just show up, but it's, what is it? Like it's customary, all right? Or it's just better manners that if you're going to go see a doctor, to call their office, set up an appointment, and then go see the doctor. But you can go see any doctor. You don't need like all these referrals, and you don't need all this permission, and you don't need all these things, just to go see any doctor. It doesn't matter what kind of doctor you need. All you got to do is just go see that doctor. So NICU grad, if you need to go see a dentist, just call a dentist and set up an appointment and go get your checkup and your work done and all that other stuff. Now, there are other dentists, there's again, it varies, but there's some dentists that accept walk-ins. Okay, same as like if you need to go get glasses, they accept walk-ins, so you can just walk into the office and go see a doctor or get your treatment or whatever, and that's it. It's as simple as that. It's really not that crazy. Now, if you need some major work done on your teeth, they're probably going to want to do a checkup first, see what's going on. They want to talk to you, about your situation, and then they'll offer a solution. And they'll fix you right up. Or if you need a certain procedure done, you talk it through with them, and they'll determine as to whether or not it's appropriate or what they think or whatever it is. You actually get to talk to the doctor, and they get to give you their professional opinion about what to do and how to do it, and that you do it, and that's it. It's really not that difficult. So, Phil says, yes, I have insurance in the U.S. and I have prepaid for my screenings. So why wouldn't I get that done in the U.S.? Exactly. So there you go. So but it's not free, Phil. But yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? If you already paid for it, then go do it over there. I mean, that makes sense. I'm not mad at you or jumping down your throat or saying anything like that. I'm just letting people know out there what their options are, because remember, not everybody has insurance or can afford insurance, or even if they have insurance, they still might not be able to get whatever treatment they need because they get denied. It happens all the time. You're not going to get denied. I mean, the only ones that are going to deny you out here are going to be, again, insurance companies. But if you bypass insurance and you just go see the doctor, listen, if you got the cash, you can do anything and get anything done, and they'll run whatever test you want, and they'll do whatever you want. Now, like I said, a lot of times they're going to guide you through it so to make sure you're not wasting your money. But, they're not, they work with you here. So I hope that makes more sense. But yeah, medicine in Mexico is a lot more accessible than it is in the USA. So like I was saying, in all my years that I lived in the USA, my whole life, I very rarely went to a doctor. First of all, because I cannot afford it. And then the few times that I actually went to a doctor, they were just, giving me pills and giving me all these things that I didn't want or need. And I will never get treated appropriately like I needed to get treated. So it's like, well, I would just bypass seeing the doctor and just self-medicate, self-treat my situation. And that's what I would do. And then when I moved to Mexico, anytime I had a situation, everybody would always tell me, hey, why don't you just go to the doctor? Go see Dr. Simi. Go see, go to the hospital, whatever, right? Go to the emergency room. And I would always be like, no. I cannot afford it. No. I don't trust doctors. I hate doctors. No. That's too expensive. I can't do any of that. Until eventually, again, I started going, or I would get dragged, to some of these places. And then I quickly realized, oh, wait a minute. These are real doctors. Oh, wait a minute. These guys are really practicing medicine. Oh, wait a minute. These guys actually care about my health. Oh, wait a minute. These guys actually want to see me get better and treat my situation, and they want to cure me, or at least get me on my path to get cured. Okay? So it gave me a lot of confidence in them. To now I have full confidence in the medical field and in doctors again, which it took many years, for me, to get there. One of the things as well that helped me gain a lot of confidence with the medical field was during the COVID situation, because, there was all kinds of doctors, there's all kinds of people that believe everything, but I would go to doctors, and there would be a lot of doctors that would basically say, yeah, no, listen, this is what you need to do. No, 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 don't take that. Don't take what they're telling you to take. No, 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 no. Just get some rest, take some vitamin C, get some, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so that gave me even more faith, because I would see a lot of doctors that were going against the mainstream propaganda, and they were telling people what they, what they really needed to do in order to feel better and get better. So it's like, how can, again, so it just restored my faith in, the whole medical field and doctors and all that stuff out here, because out here they were using common sense, and they still do. Now, again, it's not to say that there are not doctors out there that are, ideologically captured or whatever it is. But the great thing about Mexico is that if for whatever reason you go to a doctor that you don't agree with ideologically or whatever it is, well, you can go see another one, and another one, and another one. And you can see 100 doctors if you want, and they're all going to be affordable. So you can get, a second opinion, a third opinion, a fourth opinion, multiple opinions, and then, find what the best solution for you, the individual, is going to be. All right? So not only was it affordable, to go see a doctor out here, but a lot of them, actually practice real medicine, and they stay away from actually giving you medication unless it's absolutely necessary. All right? And a lot of times the medicine that they're going to give you is like an antibiotic or whatever bull crap, okay? That you need to take for whatever reason. All right? But that's it. So it's a different animal out here. And so for me, like I said, it restored faith in the medical field and the medical space and doctors and medicine. And, as the years have gone on, I've only gotten even more faith in them. And I've been to all kinds of doctors. I've been to cardiologists, okay? And the cardiologist doesn't agree with my diet or might not agree with certain things I have to say. But once the results come in, the results speak for themselves. And so the results are basically, they'll even admit, they'll be like, look, this is what I think, and I know this is what you think, but look, the results are saying this, okay? So even though I think this, just keep doing whatever you're doing, because whatever it is you're doing, even though I, as a doctor, don't agree with it, it seems to be working, because the tests don't lie, and you're healthy, and this is working, and da-da-da-da-dee, and dee-dee-da-da, be-dee-dee-dee. So that's another thing, too. The doctors out here are not, again, they're not also, like in the USA, there's a lot of doctors that they just think that they're, gods, and they know better than you. And how dare you, bring a study that you found online, or how dare you challenge, their education or their knowledge or what? But out here in Mexico, it's not like that at all. Again, you will find doctors that are idiots like that, but for the most part, they're going to be very open, okay, to whatever it is, because at the end of the day, they just want to make sure that you are feeling better, that you are cured, that you are fixed. That's their job, okay? Their job is not to, again, they're not trying to convince you of one thing or the other. That's not what their job is, okay? Again, in the USA, it's something different. So, and it's not just the USA. I know there's other places that are like that as well. But yeah, long story short, medicine out here is amazing. And there's a reason why there's a lot of people that come out here for medical tourism. And that medical tourism can take many shapes and forms. Some people need, tens of thousands of dollars worth of dental work done, and they can get it done here for a few $100s, all right? Or, they need some experimental, quote unquote, experimental treatment, because that's what they look at it like in the USA. If you want some homeopathic medicine, that's experimental. If you want to do some stem cell research medicine, that's experimental. I could go on and on, but out here it's not experimental. They're going to look at homeopathic medicine as, well, this is the medicine that we've always been practicing, so it's not experimental, okay? Or the stem cell research is like, well, yeah, how much more positive evidence do we need that this works? It works, so we're going to give you the treatment if you want it, and so on and so forth. So yeah, like it's amazing. So like I know a lot of people that are athletes, And these athletes need, like, again, some of these stem cell research stuff, you know. So they'll go and they'll go to Tijuana, or they'll go to one of these doctors and they'll get those injections, or they'll get those treatments. You know, some people, they need cheap dental work or plastic surgery done. You know, some people need some homeopathic medicine to just get rid of their acne. I don't know, you know, whatever. And so out here, you know, everyone has access to all of that stuff. So, and, you know, no one, you know, they're not going to look down on you, or they're not going to look at you in a certain way just because you choose a homeopathic, you know, what is it, route, instead of going through big pharma. Because out here, you know, even the typical Mexican has a healthy, a healthy distrust, you know, for corporations, big pharma, and all this other stuff. So, yeah, you know, they trust the doctor, and they trust, you know, other individuals out there. So those doctors, you know, they want to make sure that they don't break that trust with the patient. And how do they do that? Well, again, by giving them the best treatment possible, or doing what's best for the patient, not what's best for the pharmaceutical company or the corporation or the whatever, you know, or the ideology. So, and that's it. You know, it's a very different world out here. Pamela says that she once had a doctor get really mad at her for asking simple questions. She says, "I'm the doctor. I know what to do, but if you don't want to listen, that's on you." And all she did was literally ask a question. Yeah, again, that's the thing. Same thing would happen to me in the USA, you know, where I would go see a doctor and I would get that kind of a treatment, or, you know, talked down to or yelled at. Or simply put, you know, I go in there and, you know, I just need like a stupid checkup, and they basically said, all right, you got to take all these medicines, or you got to take all these psychiatric meds. And it's like, you know, what? I just came out here to check my liver. What the fuck are you giving me Prozac for? You know, like, whatever. You know, it's like, bro. And that's another thing too. If you go to a regular doctor out here and you tell them, hey, look, I need Prozac, or I need whatever medicine, or I need, you know, blah, blah, blah for my, they're going to go, it's like, well, why do you need that? Who says you need that? Oh, my doctor back home was like, well, you know, we're going to have to reevaluate that, and we're going to have to clinically prescribe it to you, assuming you need it. But you probably don't need it. So, again, doctors out here doing the complete opposite. Where they're like, hey, wait a minute. Why are you taking all that again? Why are you taking those drugs? Why do you need that? You know? Here, eat a banana. I'm sure if you eat the banana, it's going to be a lot better than the Prozac. All right? Or if you go take a walk, you know? So, yeah. You know what I mean? So, it's a different world out here. You know, it really has restored my faith in doctors and medicine and all that stuff out here. It's really, really good. So, public service for the truth is, where are those images that you're showing from exactly? Oh, all those places is Mexico. Everything I'm showing in the background there is Mexico. This is a video from my page. I'll share it with you guys. Okay, so I put this. Okay, so this is on my YouTube page. Okay, so if you want to listen to some really nice music and look at some really nice visuals, there's the video. Okay. By the way, you know, since I'm taking a quick little pause here, for some of you guys that don't know, I have another show. Okay, I got another channel called Jose Unleashed, and we're gonna go live in about an hour over there. All right, and today we have a very special guest. For some of you OGs out there, some of you people that have been following me or listening to me for years, you guys might know who he is. But for some of you guys that are new here, you don't know who he is. But he's a really, really good friend of the show. And we have him on as a special guest today. So we're going to be talking and reminiscing and taking your questions. And it's going to be fun. All right. As you guys already know, for some of you guys that have already been on the show. Sorry, for some of you guys that have already checked out the show before, or checked out some of my other live streams, you guys have thoroughly enjoyed it, and you guys already know what we do over there. I really do share my thoughts. A lot of thoughts that I can't share on this channel, I share them over there. So please, go join me over there. I'm gonna put a link to the channel, okay, in the chat, so you guys can go check it out. We're gonna go live over there in like less than an hour or an hour. We're gonna go live in an hour over there. But yeah, it's all comedy and my thoughts on life. I do story time. I talk about certain things. So like, again, here's some of the videos. Last week's videos, like, why are so many people so stupid? Here's story time, the time that I lived in Seattle. Who ruined society, the boomers or the doomers? The reason I quit being a conspiracy theorist. The time I lived on a boat in the middle of the Nevada desert. The time I worked at a strip club. Why Americans cannot cook. The time I sunk a boat. So these are some of the videos and episodes. So you guys can go check that out. I hope to see you guys there. Hope you guys can join me. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Like I said, I got my really good friend joining us. But yeah, so go check that out. We're about to wrap it up here. But for a lot of you guys out there as well, that all you care about is content about Mexico. All you care about is videos about Mexico, information about Mexico. If you are moving to Mexico, already live in Mexico, considering Mexico, whatever it is, please go check out my website. On my website, I got tons of free resources, okay? On living in Mexico, free resources for living in Mérida, Yucatan, where I live. If you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, if you want to help support the show, if you want to buy a t-shirt, if you want to read some of the articles that I've written, whatever it is you want to do. Okay, again, some of my videos are all here. My live streams are all here. I also got playlists and lists, of very, must-see, important videos, for living in Mexico. Again, if you need to find out how to find a rental, what you need to know before renting, if you need a banking solution, if you need an apostille, if you need a translator application, if you need to learn how to code, if you need to get your residency, if you need a digital nomad job, whatever it is you need, it's all here. Okay, all you got to do is just go to my website, and check it out, and you'll have all the information you need. And if for whatever reason you still need more information that you cannot find for free, okay, you can just book a one-on-one consultation, and I'll be more than happy to chat with you about whatever it is you need and answer all of your questions, okay? And make sure that, that I get to answer all your questions. So, all right, I think that's wraps it up. But let me see. Let me read the comments, see if there's anything else that I missed. Letty says, I know someone who was very ill and could not get any treatment done in the USA. So this person looked to Mexico, and wouldn't you know it, amazing. They came to Mexico, and I'm guessing they got the treatment. So, yeah, I know a lot of people as well that have done that. Let me see. All right. But anyways, I think we've got it. I mean, I don't know what else to talk about here. I think we've thoroughly discussed everything. So again, just to wrap it all up, if you're moving to Mexico, just know that one of the benefits of living out here is the fact that you're going to have, access to healthcare that you probably never did before in the USA. If you're coming out here on vacation, okay, and you need to see a doctor, or you need, some sort of medical treatment that you haven't been able to get in the USA, well, you can do it while you're on vacation. So plan around that. So like I said, I have plenty of friends that have come to Mexico on vacation, and part of their vacation is that, day 1 or day 2, they'll go to the, like say, farmacias similares, and they'll go see Dr. Simi, and they'll get a bunch of tests run. They'll get blood work, they'll get urine tests, they'll get the EKG, they'll get a sexually transmitted disease test, they'll get whatever, all the tests, every test. They basically look at the menu and be like, all right, give me all of them. They get all those tests done, and all the results come back in time before they leave. All right, and then they get to get those results, take them to the doctor, and the doctor will let them know, will help them read some of those results, help them read all of the results, and then you can go from there, and at least you have access to that. So why not? Why not? I mean, again, you already know how expensive it is to just get all of these things done in the USA. So when you're in Mexico, why not? Go on ahead and get a checkup. Especially if you're a certain age and above, if you're 40 and above, you already got to start getting those checkups. So you might as well start, start when you're on vacation. Why not? So that's right. Robert Valitore says MRIs are quick and inexpensive. You can get CT scans. So many things. So many tests. So many procedures that you can get done out here, and they're in and out. Literally, outpatient or whatever, or literally same day delivery. Okay, literally same day delivery on many things. All right, so just be aware of that, and why not? You know what I mean? If you haven't seen a doctor in 10 years and you would like to see a doctor, get some tests run and all this other stuff, and it's only going to cost you like $150 for everything, why not do it? You should do it, instead of spending it on the all you can eat buffet. All right, in fact, you can do both. All right, you can go to the all you can eat buffet, go to the beach, get your tests done, get your meds, get your this, get your that, get everything done. All right, so why not? So for anyone out there that hasn't even considered coming to Mexico to go see a doctor, I encourage you guys to do so. And this is coming from someone, okay, that lost all his faith in the medical field, in the industry, in doctors and all this other stuff. And then by living in Mexico, again, I've been here 6 years, all right, a little over 6 years. My faith has 1000% been restored, okay? And this is including going through what is it? The whole COVID scenario situation out here. So, again, it was very, very surprising in the best way possible to see that the majority of doctors out here were not buying into any of the propaganda. In fact, the only ones that were buying into the propaganda were just the sheep out there. All right, they were still buying into all that stuff. All right, so. It is what it is. I don't want to get too deep into that conversation. I know how a lot of people feel out there about all that stuff. But all I'm saying is that out here, you will quickly find out that whatever it is you choose to do with your body, they are going to respect that. Okay? Your body, your choice. All right? So out here in Mexico, they're going to respect whatever choice you want to make, whatever thing you want to do with your body. If you want to wear a whole box of mask on your face, you can do that. If you don't want to wear anything, you can do that. Whatever you want to do, they're going to respect it, and they're going to treat you accordingly. That's it. You know what I mean? Like whatever, so it doesn't matter. It's not, they're not there. People out here are not here to tell you what to do or to judge you on your decisions. So just keep that in mind. So, and I think that's it. Okay, so all right, guys, I really appreciate it. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate you guys joining me today, talking about the medical tourism, talking about medicine out here in Mexico. I really hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did enjoy the show, if you want to hang out with me even further today, please join me on Jose Unleashed Like I said, today we got a special guest on, got a special video, special episode, special live stream. Hope you guys are ready, and can't wait for you guys to join us and enjoy the show together. So, you already know the deal, guys. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to check out my website, okay, for more information, more video, more everything. But you already know the deal. If you like this kind of content, all right, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But more importantly than anything else, please stay awesome. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, we're gonna get out of here with some relaxing music and some relaxing views of beautiful Mexico. Thanks again for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys next Thursday. I'll see you guys every Sunday. You already know the deal. Sundays, Thursdays, new stuff drops. Bye.